Have you ever felt that strange numbness in your feet that doesn't seem to go away, no matter what you do? That uncomfortable tingling sensation, that heaviness, as if the communication between your brain and your feet was failing? If you answered yes, know that you are not alone. And more importantly, you may not even imagine, but some seemingly harmless fruits may be making the situation worse without you realizing it. That's right. Foods that we've always heard are good for us can, in some cases, become real villains for those suffering from numbness in the feet. Studies show that more than 30% of seniors over 65 report some degree of numbness, tingling, or loss of sensation in their feet. It's a frightening number because we're not just talking about a temporary discomfort. We're talking about a problem that directly impacts your mobility, your balance, and consequently, your freedom. The freedom to walk safely, to go out for a stroll, to get up during the night without fear of falling. Numbness in the feet may seem like a small thing at first, a slight tingling after sitting for too long, a strange sensation that comes and goes, but over time, it can become constant, intense, and dangerous. Loss of sensitivity increases the risk of falls, and falls are one of the main causes of hospitalizations and loss of quality of life in old age. Additionally, numbness can be a warning sign for bigger problems such as poor circulation, diabetes, or nerve damage. Many people believe that when feeling this type of discomfort, all they need to do is take a pill or get a massage and everything will be resolved. But the truth is that what we put on our plates every day has a huge impact on our nervous health. And that's where the silent danger lies. Some fruits, even being natural, may contain levels of sugar or inflammatory substances that, instead of helping, contribute to worsening nerve inflammation and further aggravating numbness. I know it might be hard to believe. After all, we've heard all our lives that fruits are always good for health. And indeed, for many situations they are wonderful. But for those already facing sensitivity problems in their feet, some food choices need to be reviewed with care and attention. Let me tell you a real story that illustrates this well. John, a friendly 78-year-old gentleman, was always very active. He liked to walk, play cards with friends, visit his grandchildren. But in recent years, he began to feel a strange numbness in his feet. At first, he thought it was just fatigue. Then he began to have difficulties with balance. He even fell twice in his backyard. Concerned, he sought medical help and discovered that, besides age, his diet was contributing to aggravate the problem. John loved fruits, especially the sweetest ones, like ripe bananas, juicy mangoes, and grapes. Fruits that, despite being healthy for many people, can be treacherous for those who already have a tendency toward nerve inflammation. With the right guidance, he made simple changes, swapping some fruits for more suitable ones, better balancing his diet. In a few months, he noticed a significant improvement. He started walking with more confidence and even regained some sensitivity in his feet. Today, John makes a point of sharing this experience with everyone he knows because he understands that the right information can change an entire life. And that's exactly what we want to bring to you here. Clear, welcoming, and above all, practical information. No food terrorism, no panic. Quite the opposite. Our goal is to show that there are indeed ways to improve your quality of life with small, everyday actions. And identifying the right foods is a powerful step in this journey. Often, people feel these symptoms and think it's normal aging, that it's just how it is, that there's nothing to be done. But this is a dangerous idea. Numbness in the feet should never be ignored. It's a sign of your body asking for help. And the sooner you understand this, the easier it will be to find the path to feeling better. Besides the risk of falls, numbness can hide other threats. Poor circulation can lead to wounds that are slow to heal. Lack of sensitivity can make you unaware of small injuries that, if untreated, can worsen. Not to mention the constant feeling of insecurity and fear that takes over day-to-day life, limiting movements and gradually taking away the desire to leave home, to experience new things. The good news is that none of this is inevitable. There is indeed something to be done. There is indeed a solution. And the first step is to better understand how diet directly influences the health of your nerves. Some fruits in particular deserve extra attention. They are extremely rich in fructose, the natural sugar of fruits. And excess sugar in the blood is one of the major causes of inflammation and damage to nerve endings. When we consume these fruits in large quantities, especially without balancing them with other foods rich in fiber and protein, our body may experience glucose spikes. These spikes, repeated over time, damage blood vessels and nerves, contributing to loss of sensation, tingling, and of course numbness. And it's not just sugar that's concerning. Some fruits contain substances that can generate a more intense inflammatory process in more sensitive people. Each organism reacts differently, but when there's already a tendency toward numbness, it's important to pay attention to these details that often go unnoticed. Of course, we're not saying you should stop eating fruits. Far from it. Nature offers incredible fruits that help nerve health, improve circulation, and strengthen the body. The secret is in choosing the right fruits for your stage of life and your specific needs. Many people believe that it's enough to cut out refined sugar and that's it, problem solved. But they forget that excess natural sugar, under certain conditions, can be just as harmful. That's why we're going to talk lovingly about 5 specific fruits that you should avoid or consume very moderately if you feel numbness in your feet. And how do you know if these fruits are harming you? Pay attention to the signs. Numbness that worsens after meals. More intense tingling sensation on days when you consumed more sweet fruits. Feet that seem more swollen or painful at certain times. All of this could be your body trying to warn you that something isn't going well. If you identified with these symptoms, don't worry. As I said, the good news is that there are safe, practical, and tasty alternatives to take care of your health. And in the next segment, we'll delve deeper into this topic. We'll understand how some wrong choices can worsen numbness and, more importantly, what you can do to change this in a simple and effective way. Stay calm, because by the end of this video, you'll learn solutions that really work and that can transform your life. Each small step you take today can be the beginning of a new story of freedom, confidence, and well-being. And you deserve to live that story. Let's discover together which fruits are sabotaging your feet's health and how to overcome this with intelligent and flavorful choices. All of this in a light, welcoming, and respectful way, because taking care of health is also taking care of the joy of living. In the next segment, we'll talk about the most common mistakes that many people make trying to solve this problem, without realizing that in fact, they might be making the situation even worse. You'll understand in a simple and practical way how excess of some fruits can aggravate numbness and which ones they are. And more importantly, we'll show that there is indeed a safe and healthy path for you to follow. Let's move forward because your health deserves this care. Now that you know that some fruits can indeed hinder the health of your feet, let's better understand how this happens and, more importantly, how to prevent this from continuing to harm your well-being. Because the truth is that often people do everything with the best intentions, but end up making mistakes without realizing it, simply due to lack of proper guidance. And all we want here is for you to have access to the right information to better care for yourself and your steps. The first thing we need to understand is that numbness in the feet doesn't happen out of nowhere. It's a sign that the nerves responsible for sensitivity and movement are suffering some kind of aggression. This aggression can be caused by various factors, such as poor circulation, diabetes, nutritional deficiencies, or even silent inflammatory processes that set in the body over time. And diet plays a central role in all of this. When we talk about fruits, many people are surprised. After all, we've always learned that fruits are healthy, right? But it's important to remember that not every fruit is suitable for all health conditions. Some fruits, especially very sweet ones, contain large amounts of fructose, the natural sugar in fruits. In excess, fructose can generate spikes in blood glucose, overloading the body and increasing inflammation in tissues, including nerves. Inflammation, in turn, impairs nerve function, causing symptoms such as tingling, burning, loss of sensitivity, and that very uncomfortable numbness. Over time, if not taken care of, this situation can worsen, affecting the ability to walk safely and, in more serious cases, leading to complications that no one wants to face. Now, let's talk about some common habits that, without people realizing, end up making the situation worse. The first one is believing that only medications can solve everything. Of course, in many cases, medical monitoring and the use of medicine are essential. But relying solely on medications without adjusting your diet and lifestyle is like trying to cover a hole without fixing the leak that caused it. It's treating the symptom without addressing the root of the problem. Another very common mistake is ignoring the body's signals. Many people feel tingling, numbness, and think it's just a natural consequence of age, something normal and inevitable. But it's not. The body speaks. These signals are cries for help and deserve attention because the sooner we act, the easier it is to reverse the situation. In addition, underestimating the impact of diet is a big mistake. There's a popular belief that a little sweet doesn't hurt or that one more fruit won't interfere. But for those already dealing with nerve sensitivity, these small excesses added day after day can indeed make a huge difference. Now, to make everything even clearer, let's talk about the 5 fruits that deserve your extra attention if you're facing problems with numbness in your feet. And always remember, the goal here is not to create fear or exaggerated restrictions, but to offer knowledge so you can make more conscious and safer choices for your health. The first fruit on the list is very ripe banana. When a banana becomes very ripe, its sugar levels increase considerably. Although it's rich in potassium, the excess sugar can be harmful to those already having problems with nerve sensitivity. If you love bananas, prefer the less ripe ones, which have a lower glycemic index. The second fruit that deserves attention is mango. Sweet, juicy, delicious, but also loaded with fructose. Consumed in large quantities, mango can contribute to increased inflammation and further impair foot sensitivity. The third fruit is grapes, especially the sweeter varieties like green grapes or raisins. Small, easy to consume in large quantities, but with a high concentration of sugar. A seemingly harmless portion can quickly raise blood sugar levels. The fourth fruit is watermelon. Refreshing, widely consumed on hot days, but with a high glycemic index. This means it releases sugar quickly into the bloodstream, which may not be the best choice for those already showing signs of nerve damage. And finally, the fifth fruit is custard apple, also known as atamoya or sugar apple in some regions. Although delicious, it's an extremely sweet fruit and rich in calories coming basically from natural sugar, requiring moderation, especially for those already dealing with circulation and numbness problems. Many people consume these fruits believing they're doing something great for their health without imagining that, in certain situations, they can be an aggravating factor. And that's why information is so important. Because no one needs to stop eating fruits but rather learn to choose the best options for each moment of life. In addition to food choices, there are other habits that can worsen numbness and often go unnoticed. Sitting for long periods without moving your legs. Wearing inadequate footwear that squeezes your feet or hinders circulation. Not drinking enough water throughout the day. All of this silently undermines the health of your nerves. Another crucial point is sedentary lifestyle. The lack of regular movement impairs circulation, decreases tissue oxygenation, and favors the emergence of numbness and other problems. You don't need to do heavy exercises, just keep your body active within your possibilities. Light walks, simple stretches, all of this makes a difference. And there's also the overconfidence in quick solutions. Products that promise miracles, treatments without scientific basis, fad diets. When it comes to nerve health, it's essential to invest in continuous, consistent care based on reliable guidance. But take it easy. Many people go through this and make these mistakes without realizing it. And that's okay. The important thing is that now you have the opportunity to change this story. Change begins the moment you understand what's happening and decide to act with care and intelligence in favor of your health. And you can be sure there are indeed delicious, safe and effective alternatives to take care of your feet, your balance, and your quality of life. In the next section, we will reveal which fruits are allies of your nerve health, which foods help reduce inflammation, and what simple habits you can adopt starting today to improve your sensitivity, confidence, and freedom of movement. So stay with me, because the best part is yet to come. Let's take the next steps together toward a lighter, safer, and more vital life. You deserve to walk with more freedom and confidence, and we'll show you exactly how to do this in a practical and welcoming way. Now that we understand what might be hindering the health of your feet, it's time to talk about what really works to change this story. Because yes, it is entirely possible to turn things around, regain your freedom of movement, and live with much higher quality of life. And it all starts with simple choices that can be applied to your daily life, starting now. So let's discover together these practical and accessible solutions that will make all the difference for you. Before continuing, I want to extend an invitation. Tell me in the comments, where are you from, and if you identified with any of the habits we've discussed so far. I really want to know your story and follow your progress. One of the first positive changes you can make is choosing fruits that help protect your nerves and reduce inflammation. There are wonderful options for this. One of them is avocado. Avocado is different from most fruits because it's rich in good fats that help strengthen cell membranes, improve blood circulation, and combat inflammatory processes that harm nerves. Additionally, it's a source of magnesium and potassium, two minerals that benefit muscular and neurological function. Including avocado in your breakfast or in a lunch salad is a simple gesture that can make an enormous difference. Another amazing fruit is blueberry. Despite being small, blueberries are full of antioxidants that combat free radicals, those molecules that damage our cells and accelerate aging processes. By eating blueberries regularly, you help preserve your nerves, your circulation, and as a bonus, you also strengthen your brain and memory. A handful of blueberries as an afternoon snack can become a true natural remedy. If you like red fruits, raspberry is another excellent choice. It has a low glycemic index, meaning it doesn't cause blood sugar spikes, and it's rich in fiber and vitamin C, nutrients that help fight inflammation and protect nerve structures. Imagine starting your day with a bowl of fresh raspberries. Besides being delicious, your body will thank you. Strawberry also makes this list of allies for your health. Rich in antioxidants and vitamin C, it helps reduce inflammation and strengthen the immune system. And beyond all this, it's a delicious fruit that can be consumed plain or in simple, healthy recipes. For variety, you can prepare infused water with sliced strawberries, which also helps with hydration. And of course, apple is a versatile fruit. It's rich in fiber, helps control blood sugar, and promotes satiety, which is great for maintaining balance in your diet. Whenever possible, prefer apple with the skin, because that's where many of its most important nutrients are found. An apple as a morning or afternoon snack is a safe and healthy choice. Besides these fruits, it's important to include foods that help care for your nerves in an even broader way. Seeds, such as chia and flaxseed, are excellent sources of omega-3, an essential fat for reducing inflammation and protecting nerves. You can add these seeds to juices, yogurts, salads, or even in healthy bread and cake recipes. 1 tablespoon per day already brings visible benefits. Dark leafy greens, such as kale, spinach, and arugula, are also indispensable. They are rich in B-complex vitamins, especially folic acid, which are fundamental for the regeneration and proper functioning of nerves. Imagine starting your main meal always with a good salad of green leaves. It's a small habit that can result in big changes, and we cannot forget something that seems simple, but is vital. Water. Staying hydrated is fundamental for circulation, for cell health, and of course, for the proper functioning of nerves. Often we think that numbness in the feet is just a nerve problem, but poor circulation, aggravated by lack of water, also plays an important role in this. Therefore, try to take small sips of water throughout the day, even if you don't feel thirsty. If you want to give it a special touch, flavor your water with lemon slices, mint leaves, or small pieces of ginger. Another essential point is to keep the body moving. We are not talking about intense physical activities, but gentle movements within your pace and possibilities. Light walks, stretching exercises, circular movements with your feet while sitting, short breaks to stand up and stretch your legs. Every movement counts. Each step you take is an investment in your freedom to walk with more security and pleasure. If walking is still difficult at first, another option is exercises in water, such as walking in pools. Water reduces the impact on joints and helps stimulate circulation without requiring as much physical effort. And since we're talking about transformative attitudes, I want to make a special request now. If this made sense to you, share it with someone who also needs this information. It can make all the difference in the life of someone you love. Sometimes a simple tip arrives at exactly the right time and transforms lives. Another fundamental care is to observe your feet every day. Sometimes small wounds, cracks, or areas with different coloration may go unnoticed. Having the habit of examining your feet is an act of care and prevention. If you notice any changes, see a doctor. The earlier you detect any problem, the better the treatment will be. Wearing proper footwear also makes all the difference. Prefer comfortable shoes with firm soles that allow your feet to breathe. Avoid tight shoes or high heels, which can further impair circulation. Besides physical care, it's important to also take care of emotions. Stress, anxiety, and sadness directly affect the functioning of our body. Seeking moments of relaxation, engaging in pleasurable activities, maintaining contact with friends and family, all of this contributes to a more balanced and happier health. And remember that when it comes to health, each body is unique. Some tips may work better for some than others. The important thing is to keep testing, adapting, and, above all, maintaining persistence. Small, consistent changes over time are the ones that generate the greatest results. If you like content like this, click like, subscribe, and activate the bell to receive more health and wellness tips. Here we're building together a community of people who believe it's possible to age with dignity, autonomy, and great quality of life. And now, if you want to solve this once and for all, check out the link we left here in the description with more detailed guidance. There you'll find materials prepared with all care, focused on practical solutions for you to apply in your daily life and improve your health definitively. Remember that taking care of your health is the greatest gift you can give yourself. Each new habit you adopt, each small gesture of care, is one more step towards a fuller, freer, and happier life. And know that you are not alone on this journey. We are together, cheering for each of your achievements, celebrating each advance, supporting each step. Because you deserve a life full of energy, joy, and freedom. That's why, never doubt the power that exists within you. Each attitude you take with care, each conscious choice you make, is like a planted seed that over time will blossom in the form of more vitality, more disposition, and more joy to live. Even if it seems difficult at first, even if the changes seem too small, believe they accumulate and build a true transformation. Allow yourself to live this new phase with renewed hope. Give yourself the chance to walk with more security, to feel your steps firmly, to trust in your body and your strength. You don't need to do this alone. We are here to continue by your side, bringing information, support, and motivation with each new step. So choose for yourself, choose for your health, choose for your freedom, choose to believe that it's never too late to live better. The best is yet to come, and you deserve to enjoy every moment with a heart full of life, hope, and true happiness. You deserve to feel proud of each small step taken, of each care you dedicate to yourself, of each achievement that, added up over the days, builds a lighter and fuller life. Let's continue together. Always forward, hand in hand with courage, celebrating each achievement and renewing confidence in a future full of possibilities.